APA documentation, a very quick tutorial. How to incorporate sources. You're incorporating something that's not you. There's three basic ways to do it. Number one, you quote, which means you take the exact words and you put quotation marks around it. Number two, you summarize. Summarizing and paraphrasing are similar. Summarizing just means you're taking a larger chunk of information and making it into a very small chunk, putting it in your own words, synthesizing. Paraphrasing, you're taking a smaller chunk of someone else's words or text or ideas, and you're just paraphrasing it and putting it into your own words. And you don't use quotation marks for summarizing and paraphrasing. You do use quotation marks when you're quoting. How to cite sources APA. If you're doing a direct quote, you use the page number plus the author and the year, and this is in Lannan. Summarizing, you use the author and the year. Paraphrasing, you use the author and the year. Use Lannan and any other resources. I have some resources in Angel that you need to. And sometimes you have to be creative if you can't find the rule. Okay, these are examples of citations that are done in MLA documentation. And I'm going to go ahead and revise this. So this is MLA, and I'm going to just do 2 so that I can make it bigger for you. So in APA, we don't use the author's whole name, so you have to get rid of that. And then the date, because the date is important in APA documentation, because of the disciplines it goes with. Science disciplines tend to emphasize the need for currency of information. So I put the date where it should go, and then you don't capitalize all the words in a title for APA documentation. You only capitalize the first word and the word after a colon. Here's a colon, so I'm leaving this a capital, and I need to get rid of these other capitals. Okay, and then I need to get rid of these quotation marks because that's MLA, not APA. The name of the journal is going to be italicized, and then the volume number comes followed by a comma, and I get rid of the year here because I already have the year, and these are the page numbers. So this one, I've now changed it from MLA to APA documentation. And now I'll do this one more time. So I have to go through, get rid of the guy's first name. I need to put the year where it goes, which is always after the author's name. And then I need to get rid of these capitals, get rid of the extra quotation marks, and I don't know what that information is as far as publication. Okay, I know what that is. This is the publication date, so I messed up on that. And this is the retrieval date. So for MLA, you put it in carets and you do it like this. For APA, you say retrieved on, and this would be August 28th, comma 2006, comma from, and then you get rid of these carets for APA. Okay, so now I have 2 APA citations, and in the body of my paper I would expect to see this word, Dersch, appear somewhere, and the year, and I'd also expect to see Jobson in the year. If I did a direct quote from the Dersch article, I'd have to put the page number from which my direct quote came, and if I did a direct quote from the website, I can't put a page number because it's a website. So I'm going to show you one more example. I'm going to give you an example of the way to do the quotation in APA, and I'm going to come down here and see if I can find an example. This is actually my dissertation, so just give me a minute. Okay, so here we go. I've got a paraphrase. So I say here, it's been a decade since Theron Howard 2004 originally published his piece. Okay, so it's not a direct quote, it's just summarizing his article. So I put his name and the year. Only when you're doing a direct quote in APA do you need to actually put the page number. So actually I just saw one. I'm trying to find an example for you. Okay, here we go. Well, I had Bazerman. Bazerman is, I'm taking a direct quote from him, but I had the year to his article cited up further somewhere, so I didn't continually repeat that. So down here where I'm taking some direct quotes, I we know that I'm talking about Bazerman, and then I put page 64, having already said his name, having already written his name and the year. And I've already written the year of his work previously in the article, so Bazerman, blah, 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 and then I have a quote here, or I'm taking something directly. Here's a direct quotation, so I have to put the page number, and same thing with this. This is a direct quote, Theories of Rhetoric, blah, 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 and page 5. So, and then here's an example, like on this isn't going to happen to you because you're writing really short things, but Kathleen Dirac, and I put the year of her work, and then in the reference list I had 2 things that she had written, one in 2001 and one in 2004, so the person knows that I was talking about both pieces that she wrote.